We have created the home page, we have created the About Us page, and also we have created the services page. And now let's go and create the Contact Us page. So let's see what we need to create. So we need to have something that looks like this. So we have a basic form here. Then we have a map for the address. So this page is pretty simple. So let's go and create it together. So here I will create contacts.html and also here contacts.css. So I will grab the code from the services, and here I will close this and this, and I will change contact, and here contact, and here for the active. Here also we need to services, and for this link contact, and we will do the same thing for the other pages. So home, about, services, and contacts. So we've done this to this page. Then let's do the same thing to the home page, services, then contact, then here services, here contact. Great. So here in the contacts, I will remove this. Great. So let's see what we have. We have the header, the showcase section, and the footer. So we need this section and also this section. So let's go and create it. It is pretty simple. Section contact, maybe let's give it a get in touch. So it has an h2, then a paragraph. So I will grab bit from here, paste it here. Great. Then we have the form. So here we need this input, and this text area, and also a call to action button, which is the submit button. So input type text. It has a placeholder of first name. Then for the phone number, but here we will use the type of tel. So we can see that it exists. Placeholder, phone number. Great. Then input of type email. We can see that it exists. Then here email. Then text area. So I will remove this, and placeholder of your message. then a submit button, type submit, and send message here, send message. So let's see if great. And now let's move to this section. So here I will add a comment, get in touch, to mark the end of this section. Now let's create a new section for the map, and for this we will grab the code from an online website. We can just look for Embed Map, and here you can look for a website that will help us. So great, here you look for the address that you need. For example, I can do Paris. Great. You can change here the satellite, you can change the view, you can change the zoom. Great. Also the width and height. So I click on get the code, I will grab it from here and I will paste it here, and here I will do 100%, so it will take the whole width, and I will keep the height, and also here for the width 100%, and here for the width 100%. So let's see what we have. Great. So the HTML file is finished. Let's go and style the page. So we need to work on the contact.css. I will go to services and grab the common code, and I will delete what I don't need. So I will delete this. Maybe I will keep the call to action and see if we need it later. Footer. Let's remove the service. Great. So we just need to style this section, which is get in touch. So here, let's style this section. Get in touch. Let's give it a background color of white. Now let's move to the H2. Sorry for this. Get in touch H2. Padding 20 pixels, text align center. So I will great. Maybe here 15. Great. Now let's move to the get in touch paragraph. Font style italic and a padding of 10 pixels. Great. Now let's move to the form. Let's give it a padding of 10 pixels. Here I will do get in touch form. So we will target only this form. Great. Now get here, I will give it a max width of 500 pixels, margin auto. Great. and here get in touch form input I will give it a width 100%, margin top and bottom of 10 pixels and 0 for the left and right. Great. And a padding of 15 pixels, maybe 15 here for the margin, just 5 pixels, and here 10. Great. And the same thing to the text area, touch form text area, great. Let's remove the default border, 1 pixels, solid and transparent, so it will have a transparent border. Great. And we will need to give it a different background color. Sorry for this, background color, and I will grab the color from here. Great. Now let's move to the button. Maybe let's try to give it a class of call to action. Call to action. Let's see if we still have the code for the call to action, and we will try to remove this. Great. And here we will remove the border, none. Great. We will remove the width and the border radius. It is here. Great. And here for the text area, get in touch form text area. I will give it a min height of maybe 100 pixels. Great. Maybe 90. Great. And also let's add the styling to the hover state and to the focus state. Get in touch form input when it is being hovered. We will change its background color to white, and we will give it a border of 1 pixel solid and this color. So here, great. Let's do the same thing for the focus state. Focus. I will remove the default outline. Outline none. Great. Now let's do the same thing to the text area. So I will copy this, add a comma, and here text area, text area. Great. And also let's add a transition all 0.4 second. Great. And here text align center. Great. So great, we finished the basic styling for this page, but it is not 100% complete. So if I go here, so I can see that this container is not 100%. I can see that this page has a better looking than the page we styled. And also here, you can see that these elements are centered. But if I go to the page that we created together, and here I resize, well, here these elements are centered, but these ones are not. So let's move here. So here it is centered, and here it is not centered. And also, if I go to the header, you can see that the header is not centered. But here, the header is centered. And the same thing to the About Us page. You can see that this element is centered. These ones are centered. And also these elements. But if I go to the page that we created together, we can notice that this element is not centered. These elements are not centered. And also these ones are not centered. So you need to add some media queries to fix this. Let's move to the services. Here it is not also centered, but this element is centered because we give it a max width. So I will give you the job of completing this website. Feel free to change anything that you don't like. And when you finish the website, feel free to share it with me. See you soon.